It's huge in the Bible. The Bible loves it.
Yes, they're quite strict about, like, don't take someone else's slave and that kind of thing.
Right, but no one ever says, just don't do it.
At no point does it say slavery is bad in the Bible. No. They do not condemn it at all. They just... So it's...
But Twitter is not doing bad, right? I mean, you have talked about this woke mind virus. First of all, what is the woke mind virus?
I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. Those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things. Even the questioning is bad. So even if you had a thirst for knowledge, you really couldn't do anything about it because there were very few books to read. So, and the internet is something beyond the good bug press, I think. But when I first saw the internet coming into being in a way that the general public could use it, it felt like the humanity as a whole was developing a nervous system. So previously, the way the information would travel would be by osmosis, one person to another, or one person calling another. But the access to information was very limited. Now, with the internet, it's like having a nervous system. It's like any part of humanity has access to almost all the information of humanity. I learned about it afterwards, that he had posted something on Twitter. So it's just that Twitter has a lot of people's attention. And it tends to be the people that are that read a lot or are interested in current events and generally are pretty influential.
But most of the people who tweet are the same people, right? I mean, the people who actually tweet as opposed to just reading it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've read this many times, that's a very, very small percentage of the people on Twitter, and it seems like...
Yeah.
See, here's why I don't tweet anymore, because you may be the mayor of Tweet Town now.
Yeah, I'm mayor of Tweet Town. I'm getting a cap with that.
And I'm glad, and I like it that the mayor likes my jokes. But the reason I don't do it anymore is because the mob of Mean Girls is still there. And that has not changed.
No,
like, it's too easy to get canceled.
There's a reason for the First Amendment. The First Amendment is because people came from countries where they could not speak freely. And they were like, well, we don't want that here. And by the way, in many parts of the world, including parts of the world that people might think are relatively similar to the United States, the speech laws are draconian.
Why are we protecting them? They have no First Amendment. It's very easy to prove libel in England.
I love England.
But I wouldn't want to say the wrong thing. You could be sued easier. In France, I think if you deny the Holocaust, which I think is abhorrent, but I also think it should be part of free speech.
Right.
You can be thrown into jail.
We must protect free speech. And free speech only matters, it's only relevant when it's someone you don't like saying something you don't like.
It's really the people in tech who change the world. They're the people who deal the cards, whether it's fire or electricity, or, for good or bad, or the cotton gin, or the iPhone, or the atom bomb. Those are the cards, and the rest of us just play it.
I think technology is the thing that causes these big step changes in civilization. It's like, slavery is obviously a horrific institution, but we should still know more about George Washington than that.
And by the way, one that was practiced all over the world forever, since the beginning of time, by every race, including people of color. I'm sorry to tell you that. It's huge in the Bible.
Absolutely. So
Bible loves it.
I
read in your Rolling Stone article back in the day that you said you can never be happy unless you're in love.
Well, you can be half happy, I suppose. So I think to be most happy, if you're happy in love and you love your work, then you'll be, I think, fully happy. If you lack either of those two, if you have one of those two things, be half happy, roughly.
But I feel like the theme in a lot of your works that connect all these different things is connecting. Like, you want to connect things. You want to connect on the Hyperloop, and you want to connect this to Mars, and even Twitter.
Connect 4.
You want...
I love that game.
What? There's a very few people who actually make change happen. You are one of those people, probably.
just want to say I love this audience.
Well, well, you're a likable guy. I mean,
thanks.
they attack you a lot.
Right.
I feel the same way. I feel like very often wokeness is not building on liberalism. It's the opposite of liberalism. I can mention
And obviously, people have tried to cancel you many times.
many times.
Yeah, I mean,
Every week.
yeah.
From left and right. I've had it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People, you and I are both like in that little group of people. Maybe it's a bigger group now.
Yeah.
Who are called conservative, who haven't really changed. I don't
Right.
think of you as a conservative.
I'm definitely, yeah, like, I at least think of myself as a moderate, so, I mean, at least, I've spent a massive amount of my life energy building sustainable energy, electric
Yes.
vehicles and batteries and solar and stuff to help save the environment. That's not a,
No.
it's not exactly far right.